do we improve? How do we grow? How do we make things better? And hey, if we want to sharpen our skills and we really want to stay like savvy on the knowledge base that we currently have, is we want to teach other people. We want to give back.
We're going to slow down with this time and create a mobile coffee mastermind.
Yeah, I'm saying, I mean, the 30 locations. Yeah.
Mic drop.
Yeah.
Podcast is over. Bye.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Grit Behind the Grind podcast, where we dive deep into raw, unfiltered journey of entrepreneurship, fitness, mental health, and building businesses from the ground up. I'm Eric Rao, co-founder of Grit and Grind Coffee, real estate developer, fitness enthusiast, dad, and husband.
And I'm Destiny Rao, co-founder of Grit and Grind Coffee, creative, brand strategist, and above all, mom and wife, bringing you real talk on what it takes to thrive as a business owner, especially when you're doing it alongside your partner. Here, we don't just focus on the wins. We dig deep into the struggles, the sacrifices, and the daily grind that it takes to make it all possible. So tune in, subscribe, and get ready to uncover the grit behind the grind. Welcome back to the Grit Behind the Grind. So today we're going to talk about 5 things that we're doing before 2025.
Yeah, we always wait to the last minute. You know, I mean, you say wait to the last minute, but really we've been thinking about all these things all year. We've been refining how we improve our business model.
We're ahead of the game because most of you are like, I'm not going to start doing XYZ until J1 of 2025. But this is our motivation to get you to start thinking about those things that you want to change and start implementing them before J1. We've got 20-something days to start breaking bad habits, building good habits. Why not start now? That way when J1 hits, you already got those things kind of going and you can just kind of feed on that momentum. And that's what we like to do each year. We like to buck the system and we like to kind of start 12-1 the year before, before J1.
Yeah.
But this is our 5 we're bringing into 2025.
All right, let's jump in it. Okay, basically, we thought about top 5 things. What are we going to do? I mean, there's multiple things, but the top 5 things, let's break it down. Like, where's our focus at?
The number one thing that we had this kind of like epiphany the last probably 72 hours. Well, it's been little things that we would see and we just kind of like stuffed them away because we're like, no, we're all gas, no break. Let's freaking go. We had goals. We told people these goals and there's just little red flags that here, there, sprinkled throughout the universe, God, whatever you believe in. That was like, slow down.
Yeah.
Like you guys need to slow down. And if you know us, we got no slow down. Our off switch is broke. Like that's just how we function. But we really sat back and we're like, maybe we should. So what would life look like if we slowed down? Now, that's not like coming to a standstill, sitting on my couch, eating potato chips. That's not what we're talking about. What we're talking about when we say slow down is taking everything that we have right now and making it 100 times better.
Yeah. Because I don't think that, like slowing down, like you said, slowing down for us is different. When you think about slowing down, it's not like just chilling and not doing anything, and it's not even, something that has been where, it's all of a sudden, it's like, okay, we thought about slowing down in a sense of slowing down is going to put us 10 steps ahead, and that's the only reason that slowing down is actually an option for us. It's not something that we are overwhelmed or we need to like do less work. It's really, we understand if we refine and improve everything that we currently have, it's going to give us a higher ROI than adding more locations or more workload to our business model.
I love the quote, slow is smooth.
Yeah.
Smooth is fast. Like it always sticks in my head. And so I know, like we said, there's little flags here and there, little hints and touches, and we hear things and we have conversations and we have to put out specific fires. And we're like, what if we just took everything and everyone that is in our family and brand right now and just like increase their numbers and had like a stupid goal of like, let's like 10x their numbers this next year instead of like going out and developing brand new markets. What if we did that? What would our ROI increase? Of course it would. You know, could we do that? Absolutely. It would be way easier than going and divert into new markets, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. No, I mean, I think it's the right thing to do. And like
Are
you said,
you trying to talk yourself out of it? I'm like, let's go, let's slow down, let's break.
well, I mean, you think about 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I mean, it was all gas, no brake. You know what I'm saying? It was a completely different narrative. But you said universe, God, kind of. We keep getting these signs. We keep getting these feelings that it's like, you know what? How do we improve? How do we grow? How do we make things better? And the same answer keeps coming back. It's like, okay, well, let's just make the things that we have, the foundation that we have, it super strong. And then how do you do that? Like, okay, like we basically come in here and we take all of our franchise owners, the people that are part of our brand, and we help them because we have a wealth of knowledge. We have so many resources, right? And instead of just like, spreading ourselves super thin with 100 different people that we're trying to feed, let's take these 10 people and then pour into them, give them all of our knowledge, give them all of our expertise, and then all that's going to do is they're going to go out and multiply. So, I mean, again, it's kind of coming back down to that one thing where we keep getting validation for this is the right thing to do. So 2025, it's all of a sudden the crazy thing is for like the past few months, we have had this one path where we're on this one goal, and that is to increase 30 different new locations and grow and grow. And we had all the systems and processes that it took forever to build. And it's like, okay, we have all of these things, we have the resources, let's grow. And then right before we actually, took off the restraint and went all in on that, we said, you know what? New plan. Let's not grow like that. Let's just take all of our resources and knowledge and pour into the people that we have.
Yeah. And it's not fear, it's being very aware and almost being at peace with who you are.
Yeah.
Be able to look past the things, a feeling. Feelings are fleeting. Like they're gonna go. Like, yes, I want to like, let's freaking go, I almost said balls
Yeah.
to the wall, but let's slow down because what if I'm manifesting it now?
Tell me.
What if we say, you know what, we're slowing down. We're not going to concentrate on opening 30 locations. What we're going to concentrate on is, increasing the value that we can to our current owners. What if all of them by the end of the year all open 3 locations?
3 times 10. I mean, that's 30 locations. Yeah.
Mic drop.
Yeah.
Podcast is over. Bye.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think that's really where we should be focusing on, because you think about it, like any person that you've listened to in the whole course of your life, it's like foundation first, right? And this is just where we're pouring into our foundation. Our foundation is the people that we have at the table, the partnerships that we've created now, because we know better than most people that, you can bring in a bad apple that just kind of is energy sucking.
Yeah.
So right now we don't have that. We have a really solid team. And, you think about our business model, which is franchising. The coffee brand is our main one. And that takes partnerships. When you sign up a new franchise person, that is ultimately somebody that you are doing business as a partner together. And we have really good partners right now.
Yeah.
So let's pour into them. Let's focus on that. So hopefully that helps somebody else in their
moral of the story 1, slow down. What is in front of you that you can make better in the next 30 days? Is it a system? Is it a team? Is it a process of how you do things? Is it marketing, advertising? Choose one thing, slow down, zone in on it, and figure out how you can make that existing, whatever it is, just a little bit better. Because I think it's going to pay off in 2025.
For sure. All right, let's move on to number 2. All right, number 2 is we are fixing to focus on increasing our profitability. And that kind of goes back into what we were just kind of talking about, is making sure that we improve anything we already have in place. One of the things that led us to this is over the past few weeks, we've been really diving into one of our KPIs, which it was COGS. Whenever you talk about, having a business model like we have, it's like you really need to understand your cost of goods. And it's like, okay, we're at cost of goods. Our average is 32%. Let's try to get that down to 30% and really diving into KPIs being key performance indicators. one of those KPIs is going to be like our numbers, like how profitable are we? And we all know that we're trying to do a business, not as a hobby.
Yep.
Like, I mean, we're trying to make a living. We're trying to create generational wealth here in these businesses. And if I can move my profit margins, 1% in 2025,
That's 1% in your
I
pocket.
mean, yeah, you're talking about $1 million,
Yeah.
1% of that.
It's an extra $100,000 a year, Is
That-
it? 1%.
Yeah. Whoa, you just threw me off. That's not 1%.
Disclaimer. I am very much right-brained, creative professional. Eric here is our analytical.
Yeah.
Exhibit B. But yes.
Number 2 is we're going to try to do things to increase our profitability. And the only way that we know if our profitability is being increased is we have metrics that we are measuring. And one of those is going to be like our KPIs, our financials, our COGS, all the things that really we need to understand to run our business. We are focusing on that. And then we're trimming fat, right? And then we're adding gas to the things that improve those numbers.
Yeah. And so for us, of course, I don't want to implement this into all of my locations day one. Like I want to have meetings and explain and have Zooms and give them visuals of why, or even get their feedback. Okay, this cog on this specific coffee is a little bit more. What are we all willing to do to make sure our profit margins are a little bit wider? You can't have that conversation January 1st and expect your January to be amazing. Like those conversations need to be had like now or like a few months ago, to be able to implement something across 10 locations for us. And so slowing down in December to look at, okay, what are my most profitable, drinks or coffee item menus? What can I get ready to push in January? It's going to help you come J1 if you put the homework in now.
Yeah. And what did we do just earlier this week is we had a Teams meeting with all of our franchisees. So what that looks like for most people is like, you got to figure out where your goals are. And then what Destiny's saying is not just hit the team with that in January 1 and saying, hey, this is what we're doing. We're kind of like giving, teasers, right? We're talking about it. We're having team meetings. We're bringing this to our operations people. We're bringing this to our franchisees. And we're talking about like, hey, look, here is what we're changing and what we're focused on in 2025. And then also not only just coming in and saying, this is what we're doing, but we're showing the value for that, right? We're talking about like why we're doing it. And then everybody is being able to collaborate for that common goal.
Yeah. And it's just nice to update your metrics, yearly, because things change. Milk literally went from like $2 and some change to some of us almost $6. Like that's a massive increase in just milk. And that's our sole ingredient in our coffee pretty much. So of course it needs to be updated. Everything, if you're growing, everything typically needs to be updated anyways. So yeah, slowing down, making sure your metrics are good. Number 3 is going to be, what are we going to do? We're going to share more knowledge. But for us, we've learned that we learn best by teaching.
Yes.
And so being able to not have to, it's been nice to not be in the business every single day. We work a lot on the back end, making, deals happen, partnerships, stuff like that, where we might not have ever had. When's the last time that you hooked up a water system in a trailer? Don't answer that because that was recently.
Yeah.
But you get what I'm saying though. But let's say it has been 9 months and we need to update those processes, or the bar flow is just a little bit better now that we know. We need to make sure that we're on top of that. And so we learn best by teaching again. And so we're going to slow down with this time and create a mobile coffee mastermind. Where we can be in the thick of it, I guess you can say, and have the questions, answer those questions, be a resource, and most important, accountability, be there to answer questions that you have. And so it's nice because if we're in that with other entrepreneurs who inspire to have their own mobile coffee or eventually coffee shop or even coffee empire, then we can bring all of that knowledge back to our owners because it's fresh on our brain as well.
Yeah, for sure. And not only that, I mean, we have committed to do coffee fests. So we're going to be doing all the coffee fests. This a, conference that is hosted all over the United States. So we're doing multiple topics this year. Really excited about that. But it kind of all goes back to, hey, if we want to sharpen our skills and we really want to stay like savvy on the knowledge base that we currently have, is we want to teach other people. We want to give back, and we're just those type of people, right?
Yeah.
We find value, and we find, kind of blessings in making sure that we're paying it forward in a sense. This is going to allow us to do that through Coffee Fest, and then also the Mobile Coffee Mastermind. The Mobile Coffee Mastermind, though, like, me and Destiny's went back and forth with this thing, and we've always like scrapped the project after we started going down that path. And really, it's because we are the type of people that we want to go in and give 110%, right?
Yeah.
But I know
We're
that,
scared.
that we wasn't able to give 110% on that project because we're growing the franchise side of the business. We got real estate projects. We got just so much going on. But what our new mindset is that we know that we have a lot of knowledge in the mobile coffee space, in the coffee space, real estate space, and we're going to start a mastermind for the mobile coffee business. The way that we're going to do this mastermind is we're going to do a monthly call where people are able to just jump on this call, and we help them solve problems, figure out, growth strategies, and just kind of do like a deep dive into each person's business. It's going to be a group call setting, and we're just going to make sure that we give out a wealth of knowledge on our time, right? So we're not going to have the second Thursday of every month. It's just going to be once a month. We're going to do a monthly call with other people that are in the mobile coffee game, whether or not they want to scale their business, grow from one location to 2 locations, or somebody's just getting started in the mobile coffee game. We've done it.
Yep.
And we're going to be there as a resource to help you. So if anybody's interested in that, they can definitely shoot us a message or comment on wherever this video is posted. Definitely connect with us in our free group. If you're not ready for that step, that's Mobile Coffee Entrepreneurs page in Facebook. So really excited about that, sharing knowledge, teaching, educating. That's just kind of like our passion.
Yep. So number 4, we are manifesting all of the things. Like, we are creating our flagship HQ, massive, big, beautiful baby coffee shop that people are going to come in from across the United States, maybe the world, and learn all the things grit and grind. It's going to be a beautiful place to come in, sit, still have coffee, full, beautiful bar, drive through, what else? Podcast room, some offices. Like, it is a massive project.
Yes.
But we are creating this to bring in people so they can see the potential and a vision of what a grit and grind could look like in their community.
Yeah. And the whole, the point here is we're not ready for that in a sense, our real estate portfolio, or, franchise business model, but we know that in 2 years from now, we are building for that version of ourselves where we're at in business at that point. So the whole point here is to think ahead, be strategic about your business plan. And if you're able to do it, like, set yourself up to where you don't create a bottleneck immediately, right? Because we're going to say that, we might not be doing in this town the gross sales or need the room for this type of space, but we're going to make sure that we set ourselves up for success by building for what our goals are, not where we're at now.
Yeah. We hear it all the time, but you hire not for where you're at, but for where you're going.
Yeah.
I like to say you don't create for where you're at, create for where you're going. Because if we look back at our journey, we have documented everything from the beginning of time. And that's the only reason that we were able to scale, is because we were like, okay, even though we were the only sole, people working in our shop, like, what if for some reason I didn't want to go to work this day? Did I have some documentation that showed someone how to dial in the espresso machine?
Yeah.
No. So I went and created it. So even though I read the SOP every day, if I wanted to, I had the resources for someone else to do it. So that was me creating for where I want to be, not necessarily where I'm at. And that is a stronghold. I see a lot of small single unit mobile coffee trailers or even kiosks or shops. They have to be there. They feel like they have to be there. Part identity crisis. I had the same thing. But a lot of it is you kind of have a crutch that you're like, well, they don't know how to do it. I would have to show them, or I have to slow down to show them. Yeah, you do. And that sucks, creating SOPs and videos. Ain't nobody want to do that.
The discipline to do that, right? Oh my goodness, because it does suck. Like it's the unsexy stuff, but actually setting it up, it takes a lot of time in the front end, but it buys back so much time on the back end.
Oh, it allowed us to be what we have to, have what we could.
Yeah, 1000%. Hopefully our media team can put in a picture of our flagship that we're building right there. Boom.
She's beautiful. If not, we look like a bunch of weirdos, but just know it's beautiful.
Anybody that's watching this in the next 9 months and gets the opportunity to travel through Andalusia, Alabama, definitely stop by, say, hey, we're going to have a podcast studio.
Yeah, podcast if you meet the quota, if you're cool enough.
We're also going to have a gym inside the coffee shop. So it's going to be really, really cool. New concept, but we're excited about it.
Which brings us into our last and final 5 before 2025. Hit them with the goodness. What are we working on?
So one of the top 5 things we are making sure that we keep a priority is going to be our physical fitness, because what we have learned
which is pretty much mental fitness.
I mean, well, that's exactly what it is. Yeah. I mean, that's what I was trying to say is basically what we have learned as people, as entrepreneurs, is that physical fitness directly translate to my mental health. And we are going to make sure that we keep that a priority. And the ways that we're going to do that is we're not going to just kind of sign up and go to the gym. We already go to the gym, right? And that is something that is very important. But we are the type of people that we've got to have goals. Yep. If we don't have a goal, we get lost in the mundane and it just becomes, one of those routine things that you can easily say, hey, I don't feel like getting up today.
Yeah. But if you have something to work towards, a lot of times Eric will sign up for a CrossFit competition. And so that'll give him a goal. Okay, we have this in 3 months. And you kind of work on your weaknesses. You get ready. They kind of tell you the workouts. You can practice the workouts. We are actually going to do our first high rock.
Yep.
Super pumped and terrified about that. We have no clue what we're doing, but we're going to go and crash and burn. It's going to be amazing.
Speak for yourself. I know what I'm doing. I'm finna win. No, we're doing the High Rocks. That's going to be in Atlanta. That's in April. We're doing that one. I actually moved that. I didn't even tell you. So we moved from Houston. We was going to do Houston. Now we're doing Atlanta.
We're trying to talk people into going with us because misery loves company. And so right now it's just Eric and I. But if you like to join us, Atlanta tickets, meet us there. And then running, we've signed up for a few.
Your Destiny is doing her first ultra race.
I'm super excited.
So 30 miles in Oak Mountain.
Yes, up a mountain. It's pretty much going to be 30 miles of me rucking water and snacks, but it's going to be fine because we're going to do hard things. We can do hard things. And, but it just gives you goals. So, rather it is get out and do a walk every day, do something, because I'm telling you, you don't want to start in January 1 because you're going to have all these other things to work on. If you start building these good habits, let's say you want to get up and go to the gym every day, but you don't get up until 10 o'clock. Come J1, you decide to do all that. It's going to be terrifying and super hard, and you're probably going to fail, just being honest. But let's say you start changing your routine, what time you go to bed, so you can wake up early between now and J1. That way you have those routines already as far as you can actually wake up and be somewhat cognitive come J1. You don't have to go to the gym until J1, but you've got to start making those little habits that are going to set you up for success, because we don't want to see you fail at these, because that's just an L, and that's not good for your mental health to be like, your brain wants to protect you as much as possible. And so when you're tired, it's going to be like, no, girl, go to bed. Stay in bed.
For us, I think the biggest hack is going to be just go sign up for something. You know what I mean? That's the point of this. It's find a 5K, find something that you pay 30, 40, 50 bucks for.
You invest in.
And you say, look, I'm going to do this. I'm committing to it. There's probably several 5Ks around St. Patrick's Day. Just sign up for it and say, look, I'm doing it. Put a goal on the calendar and then commit to it.
Yeah. And these 5 are all even better when you have an accountability partner.
Yeah.
If you tell someone you're going to do something, you're more likely you're going to do it versus keeping it to yourself. So Rather it's slowing down and growing or focusing on your numbers or metrics or your fitness or manifesting, tell everyone, anyone who listens. If you go to a different coffee shop and get a coffee, tell your barista, like, that's what we love to do. We love to be a part of someone's life. Like, tell them and just put it out into the world, and it'll stick a little bit better.
Yeah. Okay. So those are our top 5 things that we are doing for 2025. Hopefully, some of this you can relate and implement in your own business or personal life.
Know some of y'all's. Like, if you've got some different ones, if you come up with some different ones, drop them wherever. I'm super excited to hear, and let's just cheer each other on. And let's go tackle 2025.
Yeah. And then also the mobile master class mine.
Yes, we're going to drop some hints of that. We're going to do some live webinars to get you kind of tippy toes in the pool before we break you in hard. And so stick around for that. You'll see some stuff. If not, drop us in something.
Well, we'll put a link to maybe our webinar that we're fixing to do this month in this video. And if you're interested in that free webinar, sign up for it. We'd love to connect with you there.
Yeah. Until next time, guys.
Yeah.